What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac from the Track Never Whack, bring it back, and we are back for Strawhat Sitdown episode 121.
Sheesh. God damn.
Before we start, I just want to say I want complete and total credit for getting that episode number without a or asking what episode number it is. You feel me? Like, I want the credit for that.
No, brother,
you got it.
The mail is in the mail right now as we speak. It's coming your way.
Cool. That's all I need to be here. You feel me? I'm here with the crew, almost as usual. You feel me? We are out. One of our co-captains, Mr. G. I believe he's traveling with his wife somewhere. It's on vacation, I believe.
Yeah.
He's living his best life. Shout out to him. Hope he's having fun, enjoying himself. He'd be here in spirit if he could. He didn't send me anything chapter-wise that he wanted to talk about. I don't know if he sent you guys anything.
When it dropped, he sent me a lot of stuff. So I'm assuming I can say his.
Okay, cool. So we'll have some of his opinions through us when we get there. Besides that, we do have the rest of the cats in the building. Strawhat in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, y'all? I mean, nothing much. This chapter was
Oh yeah.
This chapter was crazy. I just honestly just can't wait to talk about it. So shit, let's get into it.
Yeah. It was one of them chapters. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
Whenever it's a chapter that I audibly make noise reading parts, it's like, okay, yeah, it's one of those for sure. Definitely looking forward to talking about it. Last but not least, Wyatt's in the building. What's going on, man?
What's going on? I'm chilling, bro. I'm super excited for the chapter. Me and my boy were reading it live, and like niggas be exaggerating, reactions. Like niggas sees Joyboy, he leaves the voice call. I'm like, that was pretty fair. I get that one. So yeah, it's just insanity that we're looking at what we're looking at. So it's lit, and Cali, the title of the YouTube kills me. Black Joyboy reveal. That's such a deep cut. That's so fire. It's not just funny. It's not just funny. It's like it's hilarious, bro.
I appreciate you, brother, man.
It's good.
But yeah, like I said, we got a very big reveal, a lot of lore, information, historical context. This chapter was a pretty big one, and as you guys know, the Strawhat Sitdown is here to break everything down for you guys. Yeah, let's get into it, right? Let's just do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's just do it. Fuck it. All right, chapter 1122. Time is right. Cover story? It's not really a cover story. This is a cover request.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Smoker. Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice picture.
It's a shout out, to be fair. And you see the hero Aka on the side. And the request is something like redrawing the artwork of a little kid that drew Smoker, right? For me, that kid, like 7 years ago or however long ago it was the author of My Hero Academia. So he's shouting him out because the manga ended this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I wouldn't have even known that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even read the manga, but I think it's like so sweet, and I also as guys that read Shonen Jump. End of an era, honestly, even though it's a One Piece podcast.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
big shout outs to My Hero, the mangaka. I can't recall their name.
Horikoshi, I think.
Horikoshi, yeah. Big shout outs to them. My Hero was definitely one of the pivotal shonens to transition into the next generation of shonen.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? It definitely played a very, very big part. So big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to him. I didn't even realize that the smoke, it says Hero Academia kind of
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. That's really cool. That's dope. Big shout outs to My Hero and the community over there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get into the chapter though.
Oh yeah.
We start this chapter where Vegapunk ended last chapter, where he continued, or I guess ended his speech. He was gearing towards the end of his speech, the last chapter.
Yeah, it seemed like a
It
conclusion.
seemed like it, yeah. So we're getting reactions from all over across the world, from civilians who are scared that pirates are going to control the world, and pirates who are excited about it. We see, I believe this is Impel Down, some of the prisoners there getting riled up over the message. We then cut to Kobe, who is thinking about the message that's being given, and then flashes back to thinking about his first encounter with Luffy and what Luffy wants to achieve. And he makes this realization in his declaration that he has to stop Luffy from realizing his dream. Not gonna lie, I laughed like shit when I saw this panel because who the fuck does Kobe think he is? But I respect it. I respect it.
Oh no!
I respect it.
People were really hating on this. Like, it got like a lot more like comments and backlash than I really expected. Like, it really was a big thing. I feel like.
Like, I was so shocked. I'm like, yo, why are we acting like this is something new? Do we think that Kobe as someone who aspires to be an admiral, if he got to be an admiral before, like, let's say Luffy got to find a One Piece or whatever, how the story was going to go, did we think Kobe was just like, you know what? I think I know what it is. Everyone thought that Kobe was just like a secret op right inside the Marines, and he was just going to sabotage the Marines or something to let Luffy get his dream. And I'm like, bro, come on now. He said back in Water 7, my dream is to capture you. I want to capture you and become an admiral. And Luffy was like, oh, okay. I mean, we're still going to be friends, but you got to get a lot stronger, right? Like, like, so they know what it is.
But you know what my thing is? I think from what I've seen, from the backlash that I've seen from this comment, I think it's more so the audacity than the actual motive. I think a lot of people understand that Kobe is a Marine and that he wants to, at least from what I've seen, that a lot of the memes were more so along the lines of, Luffy is a Yonko right now. What the fuck are you doing, Kobe? You know what I'm saying?
Like how you gonna step to a Yonko?
Right. That's what I've seen more so than anything. Like, who the fuck does Kobe think he is?
No, facts. That's a big part of it, for sure.
Bro hit one little hockey punch and he think he Shanks now, but it'd be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like for like maybe the minority that thought like Kobe was being a hater, because I saw that a lot, that Kobe was hating on this thing Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if like, I think even from the perspective that, okay, you hear that whoever gets the One Piece will, like, you know, like all the truth will be revealed to you. You'll understand, you know, the world or whatever that Vegapunk is saying as much basically. You think to yourself, okay, I have to get the One Piece. So that's what Kobe thinks, right? Or like One Piece is a big goal that maybe we should look at. And at that point, then he realizes that, okay, if I want the One Piece, I can't let Luffy get it. You know, I immediately I'm gonna have to cook this nigga's dream.
Right.
So I don't even think it's like that much of a hater. He's like, brother, I'm being told where to go. I gotta go there. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, the fact that people are laughing at Kobe thinking he could do it is funny.
Yeah, no, it's definitely comedy. I respect the intent though. You know what I mean? You gotta stand 10 toes on your beliefs.
Yeah, this nigga to go, bro. He's like this guy, the man, Battleship Bag. That fuck with Kobe, man.
No, I respect it. I'm. It's funny, but I'm not discrediting his character or nothing. He's definitely still a dope ass character. What?
Oh, I was gonna say, and he's one of the characters that's considered in the running.
Oh yeah, he is. You're right. You're right. According to the panel, he was in that panel of everybody in the running for the One Piece. So
you guys think there's like a shot that Kobe is someone who could give Luffy a fight before Lafto?
No.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, unless Oda, and I mean,
and not even saying beating him, by the way, but like
just putting up a fight.
Yeah. Still no. Like,
damn, understandable.
He don't have enough yet to get that to that point. Like, Luffy's feats, his power level right now is just insane. Like, top 5 character in the verse right now alive of all time. This may be debatable, but like, Kobe is not scratching top 30 yet. I don't think yet. Like, do we think even Kobe's top 30 right now?
Probably
30?
Not. It's like he's probably not.
I feel like I can name 30 characters stronger than Kobe right now.
Like, even Boa was trying to fuck this nigga up. That was a strong even, no disrespect to Boa, but yeah.
Yeah, you might be onto something. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, same, but like he did like he's really strong, surely, you know.
Yeah, definitely. He's not weak, but like there's a lot of not weak characters that like that don't crack the top 30. Like Kobe, I'm very impressed with how far he came. I'm happy, but if we're talking about like, does he have a legit chance of like giving Luffy hands? Nah. Like,
you know what I will say? I would be interested if Oda like lets Kobe get like stomped in his like fight versus Luffy for the One Piece or whatever, you know, if that comes to pass. But I wouldn't be surprised if Oda says fuck power scaling and just forces it somehow. Surely it would not. To me, I don't put that past Oda.
Yeah, I guess narratively, I wouldn't be mad narratively, if that towards the final fight, Kobe steps up and it's like a good fight, like it may not make the most sense power scaling wise, but like you've seen the journey that Kobe's on, how it is parallel to Luffy's journey. So like I wouldn't necessarily be mad if that's how it ends
I
up.
mean, honestly, even though I know a lot of the community would be mad at that, I wouldn't be mad just because we know that characters get strong in the background while Luffy's on his journey anyway. Like Rob Lucci, I don't think anybody expected that Rob was like gonna have like Devil Fruit Awakening and stuff like that when we saw him. So yeah, I mean, and plus they gave us explanations to Kobe's strength now. Like if you just looked at like what he did on the surface, if you didn't have that that backstory, it would have made no sense for him to do what he did. But they showed us like, hey, he's doing the training punching bag regimen that Garp and Aokiji did. So and he could keep doing that in the background or something and continue escalating. So I wouldn't be mad at that personally.
Yeah,
it just has to be enough time in between now to that point to make sense.
Yeah, that's the question. There's definitely a path in which it's plausible that Kobe steps up to Luffy from now until, you know, at Super Endgame or whatever.
Yeah, and again, not even like you know, like beating him or anything, just giving him a little bit of play. Also, we see Luffy like in this arc supposedly not using advanced chronographers and stuff, and like it's like he could maybe give him a Gear 4 fight or, you know, like Gear 5 without going nuts on him, you know, like he used one serious attack against Kazar and put him down, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if Luffy doesn't like try to kill this nigga off rip, you know.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Anyway,
let's keep going. We move over to Buggy, Crocodile, Mihawk. What is their thing called again?
Empty Bluffs Island. Funny name.
Empty Bluffs Island. Okay. Yeah, we're back over there. Buggy is using the message to fire up the crew and get them behind his quest for the One Piece. He immediately gets stuffed by Crocodile mid-speech to tell him to sit down, though. It's pretty funny.
That was funny.
Yeah. We go over to Katarina Devon, who is with I'm blanking on names right now.
Van Auger and Caribou.
Van Auger and Caribou. Thank you so much. I am drawing super blanks right now. Who they picked up Caribou a few chapters ago, or Caribou went up to them to try and get to Blackbeard. I guess they finally got in touch with Blackbeard, and they're letting him know everything that's been going on and about Caribou. Blackbeard tells them to bring Caribou to him, and that if any of his information is incorrect, they'll just off him. So, Caribou's in a precarious predicament, but I'm pretty sure he'll just end up being a member of the Black Blue Pirates at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I thought these two panels were so like out of place in this chapter. I feel like
the Blackbeard ones?
I feel like there's two things happening in this chapter. People are reacting to Vegapunk's message, or people are reacting to the robot's HAKI. And then suddenly two panels of like, oh yeah, by the way, Caribou's here. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not to do with the One Piece part of the message. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was like a little bit out of place. But I think Oda just doesn't want to show this after Egghead for whatever reason. He wants to like just get out of the way now. Like they're making the deal already. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Random nitpick.
That's all good. Back to the message, we see Vegapunk says that is simply the truth, and then he says Joyboy is. And then before that message can finish, the robot gets... I don't know what happens to him here. I'm not going to lie to you.
Me neither.
He gets fucked up in some way. I just can't exactly tell what... I
thought he got basically eaten. Or not eaten per se, but bitten, like...
Bitten by who? The board?
Yeah. Yeah, because it looked like he's damaged from behind. Or the side, or like you see that little like explosion.
But the way the boar is facing, I don't see how.
I thought maybe his tusks could have hit him. Maybe that's like the best.
Or maybe maybe that too.
That's like the best guess. But yeah, it definitely is, in my opinion, unclear.
Yeah,
he just explodes. You know, like
he's getting fucked up. That's all we know. Giants call out for the Iron Giant, and we see the transponder cell that is displaying Vegapunk's message finally actually blow up. So I think it's safe to say that the message is now officially over.
That's sad.
Very unfortunate, but we knew it was bound to happen eventually. Back on the Sunny, we see no, you know what? Don't tell me. Venus.
Boom.
All right, let's go.
Boom.
Let's go. We see Venus finished dealing with Atlas, is now fully focused on chasing the Strawhat ship. Zoro's getting ready to retaliate. Venus is getting ready to strike. Everybody else on the ship is petrified. It's a rough situation right now. We go back to the giant, who, in the voice of all things, I'm assuming, is saying sorry to Joyboy, or is he thinking it? I can't tell no more. Man.
He's definitely talking to Luffy, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's talking. It's voice of all things.
Okay. Yeah. So Luffy responds, and then the robot apologizes to Luffy. He says, "Deep down, I knew that you couldn't still be alive, but you look so much like him. That brings back the warmth and feelings I had that day. I'm sorry, Joyboy." And Luffy's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I don't know who the fuck, like, what are you saying?" But the robot continues, "Sorry that I couldn't make you king." And this lands on a really cool panel of just the sheer chaos that's going on this side of the island right now. Yeah, there's between the 5 elders all getting ready to strike. The ship's in a really bad position. The Iron Giant on his last legs. Things are looking rough. The robot asks Luffy what's his name, and Luffy says the classic line, "I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates." The robot notices the D in Luffy's name, and then he pulls a rope, a knotted rope. I think it's on his arm. I can't really tell. Whoever it is, he pulls it.
Maybe his side or something.
He pulls it somewhere on his body, and as soon as the knot unties, we get an incredible blast of Conqueror's HAKI, not only across the island, but damn near across this entire part of the Grand Line.
Crazy, yeah?
This HAKI stretches far and wide. It's rippling the seas, knocking damn near everybody on the island out, because most people aren't equipped to deal with conquerors. The robot continues. He says, "Hey Luffy, thank you for letting me hear that old familiar rhythm. Don't die, okay? I won't let you die." Yeah, and this HAKI just spreads far and wide, knocks every single person out, and then as it touches the Gorosei, something very peculiar happens. They begin to disintegrate, and then they end up vanishing back to Holy Land of Mary Joie.
Bro, that shit was fucking crazy.
That was wild.
Not only that, but Ino himself falls to his knees and starts breathing heavily and shaking, and exclaims, "Joyboy."
He also straight up shrieks too.
He does shriek, you're right. He does yell, yeah.
Like that's his like reaction to that Conqueror's HAKI, yeah.
Yeah. Wicked crazy stuff here. Yeah, y'all want to break it down? This is crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, that was fucking wild. So I remember it was either Huss or Mr. a while back that mentioned that Emu's power, like the Gorosei's power, might be tied to Emu somehow, right? And that's what this reminded me of when I saw Emu was huffing and puffing and screeching and stuff like that. So there might be some validity to that there, like whether if the Gorosei's power is directly tied to Emu's power, or potentially the Gorosei is a part of Emu. I remember someone saying that. I don't remember who brought that up, but yeah, that's just,
you know insane. What? That I actually agree with that, because I originally thought that this HAKI was literally just spanning across everywhere, and Emu somehow.
That would be so insane.
That would be insane. That's what I originally thought, but it makes a lot more sense. That definitely gives a lot more credence to that claim that Emu felt it through the Gorosei.
Yeah, he was also in the Discord call.
Yo, I
with
got
them.
yo. I know it's so crazy. Then I looked at Discord like, wait, who's on the call? I got mixed so hard just now. Holy shit. Nah, you're right
Oh
though.
man.
You're right though.
But yeah, I definitely think like that's his connection to them somehow. At first we could probably assume that it was just the five of them that had this ability to communicate telepathically, but no, it seems like it's all of them and their ability somehow is connected to Emu. But honestly, it makes a lot of sense because it wasn't just them that transformed versus Sabo. Even Emu had some huge monstrous form that attacked Sabo. So yeah, they're all demons of some sorts. So I'm not surprised that he felt that shit. Let's go back to the panel where he's talking to Luffy, Joyboy, or it's not Joyboy, Emmett, where he's telling Luffy about, I'm sorry, he's actually apologizing to the real Joyboy here,
Right.
and he says, sorry, I couldn't make you king. I thought that was a very interesting
line.
and a new piece of info. I feel like, because what does that mean? I couldn't make you king. I feel like I can only assume he means the ancient kingdom. But okay, again, another thing that's weird about the voice century conflict is that the Joyboy was a pirate, so for some reason he didn't vibe with the ancient kingdom, I think. And also the 20 kingdoms decided that we should fucking obliterate this ancient kingdom. So to me, I don't think the ancient kingdom is completely, without faults. And I don't think we can assume that they're the sickest people of all time, right? If an entirety of 20 people are like, this guy's the problem.
And Vegapunk kind of alludes to that too. So
yeah, exactly. But Joyboy, it still, despite that, Joyboy's defeat was the Ancient Kingdom's defeat, right? And the world government's win was the Ancient Kingdom's defeat. So in the end, they must have been partnered in some way. But what does he mean? I couldn't make you king? Because he definitely doesn't mean the world government. I'm sure he doesn't mean that. But yeah, I thought that was a very interesting and a line that we have to think about at some point.
The only thing that I can think of, honestly, is Pirate King. Honestly,
that's also
That's
great.
what I was
a great
thinking,
shot.
but Roger's the first Pirate King, though, right?
Yeah, and Joyboy was the first pirate.
Pirates.
Yeah, but here's the thing. One, we don't even know 100% if it's even true at this point that Joyboy was. I mean, not Joyboy, but Roger was the first Pirate King, because a lot of that history got stuffed. So
Yes,
we don't even
true.
know if Pirate King was even a thing back during the Void Century. Because in a sense, yeah, Joyboy was the first pirate, but being Pirate King probably meant something different to Joyboy versus Roger versus like potentially Luffy down the line, right?
That could definitely make sense to where if we're going on this thread that Joyboy, if we're saying that it's Pirate King, maybe Joyboy couldn't do it, but he left it. See, we know Joyboy had some involvement in the last island on Laugh Tale or whatever. I would at least assume so. So I could definitely see a timeline where Joyboy couldn't become Pirate King, but he left the seeds, whatever he left on, or whatever is left on Laugh Tale for the next person to become Pirate King, which Roger then found and decided he was too early for the next person to find, etc., etc. I could see something like that.
I guess the Strawhat, I guess. Yeah. Also on the next page where Emmett pulls the knot in the chat, Bro says the knotted rope is similar to what they showed in the Weather Sky Island where Nami studied in the 2-year time skip. Yeah, he showed that there's a knot called the wind knot where if you pull it apart, it unleashes the wind that was stored in the knot. So yeah, Oda bringing that back to use his Conqueror's Haki.
Nice
very,
call,
very,
man.
very sick.
Nice call.
Yeah,
man.
that's a good catch.
Catch.
But yeah, this was crazy. I mean, at first I think we all assumed that it was the fucking the robots Conqueror's Haki, but Emu saying Joyboy, kind of tells us that it's fucking Joyboys.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about the significance of that. I guess talk about the significance of that now because we're talking about how the effects of the Conqueror's Haki and how it sent the Gorosei packing.
Right.
One thing me and Mister definitely talked about in the last one of the last episodes was about whatever Emmett was gonna do when he talked about the time is right, Joyboy, like now. We talked about how it might be another bomb, like Atlas used the bomb, right? Technically I guess it was a Conqueror's bomb, but I will say I said that whatever Emmett does will give us a clue on how to fight the Gorosei and like these devilish forms of theirs, and that's what it did with Extreme Conqueror's Haki. he took them out of their form. In fact, he literally banished them basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, I kind of got that right at how that he'd give us a clue to how to fight the Gorosei, and the fact that he sent them packing was fucking insane. How did he do that?
This is a that's a callback to not a callback, but it reminds me a lot of that infamous Kaido line fighting Luffy about how HAKI is the supreme.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
It's getting proven, every arc.
Yeah, and Oda keeps showing us that that's the way. Conqueror's HAKI at the highest level is doing shit like this.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's funny about this? I still don't even think that this is the highest form of Conqueror's HAKI that we're going to see by the end of the series. I think it's going to be something surpassed even this.
This is the highest we've seen so far, though, right? It has to be.
Yeah, this is the greatest.
Or Gart.
This is like I will argue this is probably the greatest feat of Conqueror's HAKI in the series, just because he packed the Gorosei. Like, I never, like, these dudes, and these dudes have Conqueror's HAKI themselves. That's the crazy thing about it, right? Like,
they're not scrubs, bro.
Yeah, like, this is like, imagine knocking out a Conqueror's HAKI user with your Conqueror's HAKI. Like, that's what this looks like to me. That's insane. I mean, don't get me wrong. Technically, we've seen that before with like advanced conquerors with coding or whatever. Kaido obviously knocked out Luffy and stuff, but that's like direct attack. This is passive conqueror's HAKI. This is like non-advanced.
Yeah, literally level 1.
HAKI.
Yeah,
this is level 1. This is the highest level of level 1 conqueror's HAKI I've ever seen. So, actually, okay, so it's hard to say if this is the greatest feat. This is the greatest feat of passive conqueror's HAKI I've ever seen.
As opposed to like a Conqueror's HAKI punch or some shit.
Was doing real damage to niggas.
I agree. That makes sense. As far as the Gorosei disappearing, right now what I'm thinking is, my line of thought is, I don't think it's necessarily has to do with the Gorosei themselves, but more so the technique they used.
Facts.
And I say
You're
that
spitting right now.
And I say that because if it affected them, then I think they would have been smoked. If their weakness was Conqueror's HAKI, they would have just been smoked. But they got transported back to the original place they teleported from in the first place. So my two theories are, it either disrupted that the technique was disrupted, or that they have a link that was disrupted. And by that I mean that they maybe possibly have some type of link to Mary Joie, that the Conqueror's HAKI may be forced them back, or maybe it was just the teleportation technique in general, whatever the symbols on the ground were. The HAKI disrupted that. That's my train of thought.
I think you're absolutely.
And you might be right. Yeah, I think you're right. Honestly, I think we're going to get more details when the anime adapts this. But yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It seems like they were just simply like it just like the technique ended, and they're sent back. And I think one thing that proves that, I think, is the next page or two is like Saturn being there by himself, because he didn't teleport here. He sailed here.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think you're right, Callie. It's about the technique.
Oh, you're right. Oh shit.
No, brother. You're right, brother.
I am right. You're right. I'm right. That's crazy.
But and Mr. brings it up in chat about how this had Imu quivering, bro. This thing was shaking in his boots, bro.
Yeah. He was definitely shook.
He was terrified. I don't even think it's about the power. I think he was just that scared of Joyboy, honestly.
That's also fair. You have a mortal enemy that I assume almost foiled your plans, to put a serious dent in your plans however many years ago, and you feel a glimpse of him again, you'll probably be pretty terrified. So that makes sense. That definitely makes
bro
sense.
is literally like fucking shaking. I asked my buddy
and throwing up. What?
I asked my buddy Grayson who speaks Japanese. I was like, what is that? What is the kanji mean? Actually, you can kind of see it in the Viz translation. It's his pounding heart. This guy was shook as fuck, bro.
Yeah, no, he was going through it. Holy shit.
Yeah, I also like that there's no thought or speech bubble on the Joyboy line. Like, it's just like in his heart of hearts, he's like, this motherfucker, get away from me. It reminds me of Orochi being so afraid of the 9 scabbards coming back.
Yeah.
When he was in like that bath with the hot water.
I think I don't know if I speak for everyone else, but I'm speaking for myself when I say I got Joyboy in my top 1 and the greatest of all time. Like, this motherfucker is crazy.
Yeah. Nah, that nigga terrifying, bro.
I'm crying.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That guy looks like a fucking menace. I also don't like. This makes me think that like how afraid Imu is of him. I don't think they beat him straight up. I don't think they beat him in a fair fate or whatever. Maybe he got betrayed or something.
Yeah, because that was just
You're
that was
definitely not
just
that scared of
insane.
somebody that you've beaten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's terrified, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Let's keep it going. There's not too much left.
Oh, the one last thing is that when the timing of Emmett asking Luffy his name is gonna make people think that this was Luffy's HAKI.
You think so?
Because Luffy's
Really?
because he's like, yo, what's your name? Luffy shouts, everyone here. Luffy's like, to them, Luffy's not talking to anyone. Luffy just shouts out, I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who became the pirates. And then a huge Conqueror's Blast happens.
You mean the other people in
Yeah, the people around here.
Okay. I
So
feel like some of them might see the robot. Maybe not necessarily tying the knot, but like I feel like Conqueror's HAKI is visible, all right? Like you can see who it's emitting from. Or I don't know I'm over Conqueror's HAKI.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I started talking about it and then I'm like, you know
real.
what? I don't even like.
Real.
I guess it's possible. I guess it is possible.
Because I think one line that makes me think about it also is Doll saying like, who's emitting that? She's like, they can't even tell, and she's a fucking vice admiral.
Yeah, and the other guy was also like,
or that nigga, not Doll. Yeah.
He's like, who could be doing that? That's fair, and they're like literally front row, so that's fair.
Yeah. And Mr. brings up like the Giants are like, Luffy, who are you talking to? Yeah, I think the Giants and the people near Luffy know that like it was the robot or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if like they people turn around and be like, yo, like Luffy was the one who did it. Like the Marines maybe.
The ones that knocked out, they wake up like, yo, what did Luffy just do?
I think these niggas specifically, the Marines, yeah, I agree. Because I was gonna say, I think the Gorosei obviously know who the fuck it was, but yeah, the Marines will be like,
yeah. Well, just to be fair though, Scrub Marines wouldn't even know what different type of Conqueror's HAKI is being emitted.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's
so
fair.
even they're like, hey, Luffy, he did it to us. Like, it don't matter what they think because they couldn't tell the difference between different Conqueror's HAKI anyway. Because Luffy has Conqueror's HAKI and he can knock out mass people too. So, I mean, it don't matter. So it kind of don't matter. Like for them, for all they know, it was Luffy.
These scrubs, it doesn't really change. I think for like Doll and like people around, like the voice channel is gonna be like, damn, Luffy just like kick all these niggas out of the island. What the fuck just happened? I just think it's like, I don't think that their first conclusion will be like the robot. But it just reminds me that like even the whole arc is like Luffy's gonna be misconstrued as like the guy that killed Vegapunk, right? Just more stuff that getting pinned on Luffy.
Yeah,
that boy is going through it. Well, not really going through it.
He's having a great time
chilling.
actually.
Yeah, he's actually chilling.
He's laughing and shit.
Anything else before we keep it pushing?
No, not really.
Nah.
It's not too much left. We get the Sunny landing safely amidst the rest of the giant pirates fleet. Luffy reuniting with the rest of his crewmates. They notice that all of the Gorosei are gone. Not too much of importance. The Giants. Oh, so look, the line here shows that the Giants did realize that there was the robot that emitted the HAKI, and then they ask, how does HAKI make people disappear? Is that Nami in the background of the Strawhat ship? I think.
Yeah, because someone asked her like, "Are Nami, you good?" And then she's like, "I'm fine," but then she's worried about Alice and Edison because they didn't make it out.
Both cooked. Unfortunate.
Rip.
And then we get one final scene where we have Saturn, the last Gorosei, still standing, remaining in front of the Iron Giant. Iron Giant still has light in his eyes at this time, and then we get a flashback with the Iron Giant Emmett talking to a certain someone, and this certain someone says, "Remember Emmett? Only when the time is right." The Giant is confused, and then it's Joyboy. I'm trying to be suspenseful and shit and trying to make it cool. It's Joyboy. Like I'm not about to. Yeah. So Joyboy says, "I've tied a knot of the greatest of HAKI and locked it inside your body. You're gonna keep on living long after I'm dead. There will come a day when I can't help you anymore, and when your life is in danger or someone else is in danger who you want to protect, that's when the time is right. Go ahead and untie that knot." So Emmett says, "When the time is right, you'll save me." And then Joyboy says, "That's right. I'll save you from the past just like I always do, don't I?" Emmett says, "I'm glad, thank you. Then it's like you're here with me even after you're dead." Joyboy says, talking about a long time in the future. Emmett says, "A long time. I hope I don't get lonely." He laughs as we cut to the present and the giant's eyes have faded out.
Why am I real life sad, bro?
No, this shit was sad. They did this really nicely, especially for quote unquote character that was introduced like 10 chapters ago.
Yeah, I think the tone of how he speaks indicates more and more that he really is kind of childish, a kid. Yeah. So yeah, it was. Oh, I'm actually real life sad. That was really really sad. But yeah, I was just smiling now though because we're looking at fucking Joyboy.
Joyboy, the first. Well, I feel like we've seen a silhouette of him maybe before.
We saw a Cap one. We saw two. I think we saw one when Vegapunk was giving his message. He was in the Nika form actually, but it was very small. But this is like who he is on a regular day to day. You know what I mean? Right. This is like, hey, fuck! It's not normal that I'm looking at this. I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy.
And I think it might also confirm too, like, because remember we thought maybe Joyboy could potentially be a giant because of the giant straw hat, but at least in comparison to Emmett, he don't look.
Yeah, he looks like a regular-sized person. That was one of the things I saw a lot on Twitter as I was scrolling through the hashtag. A lot of the Joyboy giant theories are seemingly disproven.
I don't think giant, like, because I feel like if you look at the manga panel, actually, I randomly enough have them actually. The anime made that hat look way bigger than it fucking is. In the manga, it looks like big, but not insanely big. I'll send the two pictures to the.
Oh, so you think it was an anime thing?
As always, man, these motherfuckers. But so yeah, if you look at the picture, I think in the manga, it looks like more maybe for like a white beard sized person, maybe a buccaneer. And I think in this image, like in the top left panel, for example, Joyboy looks to be the size of like his mouth guard or face/jaw area. And if you look at Luffy in comparison to the Iron Giant, brother, like the Iron Giant is fucking gigantic, bro. Luffy is a midget compared to him, and I'll send another image here. So I think Joyboy here looks tall, in my opinion. Maybe Buccaneer size, but not giant size for sure.
Yeah.
But I think people have adapted to like him being a Buccaneer, maybe more than giant anyway.
You put it in Old Man? Or Old Man?
The Discord, the Strawhat. Yeah. Yeah, like the giant really is fucking huge.
Oh wow, it definitely does look a lot different than the anime portrays it for sure.
Yeah,
it does still look a little big though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it definitely looks big. I think like for someone like a Buccaneer, like Kuma size, I believe it.
That's
so I wouldn't be surprised if he was a Buccaneer.
That's actually very fair. That would actually make a lot of sense.
And like we saw that Kuma was like, I want to be like Joyboy. They talk about Nico. So there's so much connection to it. So
and there's also so many reasons why the Buccaneer also revered Joyboy so much that they keep passing his story down generation to generation. He might have been one of them.
Exactly, and I think also that like my favorite theory about like what that means is that them keeping the story on is why the gum fruit still reincarnates. I thought that was the coolest idea ever. So like I wouldn't be surprised if like he really is a Buccaneer. They're keeping him alive by keeping the story alive. So yeah, I think he's a Buccaneer, and he still looks big here. One thing if we're talking about Joyboy's physical appearance is that in that picture in the bottom left, his right leg and right arm do not look normal. They look like prosthetics actually. His right leg looks like a peg leg actually. Obviously, the silhouette is kind of hard to tell, but I feel like the left leg and left arm are so much more like defined.
You're right.
I'll definitely agree with the leg for sure.
I think the leg is more obvious than the arm.
Yeah, the arm is kind of 50-50, but I definitely see a difference between the legs.
Yeah, this makes me think that like even just the way they're talking about the future, I feel like this might be post their loss actually maybe. assuming he didn't die in the battle or whatever.
I know Oda said he was saving the eye patch for a very important character. I don't remember if he said the same about a peg leg as well.
He definitely said the eye patch. I think the eye patch is one thing that just taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that to me that means like someone who's really emblematic of a real pirate, and I think a peg leg would fit for someone like that as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he also has the eye patch.
True, yeah, because this is the first pirate ever, right? So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
he would be the inspiration for the iconic things that we know for pirates today.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I want to run a theory I heard. See what you guys think about it. Yep. A lot of people are thinking that One Piece might go the route of historical figures are going to look like current figures today. For example, the legendary samurai,
Ryuma.
No, not Ryuma.
My bad.
The other one, the one. Well, was it Ryuma? The one that they said looks like Zoro.
Yeah, Ryuma.
Yeah, Ryuma.
It was Ryuma. Yeah, okay. Ryuma for one, with the resemblance to Zoro. Nefertiti Lily.
And Vivi?
With the appearance to Vivi. So some people are speculating that Joyboy may look something like Monkey D. Luffy.
That's interesting.
I can see that.
I think he acts a lot like him too. And I mean, Emmett literally said he looks just like him actually, so that's all we really need to hear, honestly, right?
Does he say that? I don't even remember him actually saying
that.
Yeah.
But when he's apologizing.
You
look so much like him. Boom. Yeah, that's all we need to hear.
Well, so yeah, that could also be the Nika fruit.
Gear 5?
Yeah, Gear 5.
But he also still looks like...
I'm about to say, like, the thing is that Bonnie, she could turn into the Nika form too, and I don't think he would say... I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like he would say that she looks just like Joyboy either.
That's fair.
I don't know.
He definitely picked out Luffy specifically.
No, he did. He definitely did.
But yeah, I mean, that's Oda, right? Like, I feel like it doesn't surprise me. You know, we have like a lot of like, you know, you look at Luffy when he's older in those like, you know, future drawings he makes of the Straw Hats, he kind of looks like Garp, right? He does this, I guess. So yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised. It is a good catch. He really seems like a lot like Luffy. I like that he has like the flowing cape, kind of like Luffy's Wano design.
Wano, yeah. That's
it makes me hope that Oda brings that back for like the final.
So, man, he needs that fit again.
That shit was so tough, bro.
Yeah. The most pirate Luffy has looked since the series started. That shit
nigga look like a Yonko, bro.
100%.
That was his initiation.
Facts.
That was his initiation costume.
Yep. 100%.
Being inducted into the Yonko Hall of Fame.
Facts, bro. Now, speaking of theories, obviously I had that theory that I made back in October. I just put on the channel.
Right. Make sure you check out Strawhat Sitdown YouTube. Check out the theory video.
Hell yeah. And it's about how the Will of D, it was kind of already like shown with the X from Alabasta, and I was basically correlating that how the X was used to get past Bon Clay's ability, but in the end, the reason the X mattered was the very last page. Everyone remembers that page and not fucking Bon Clay, right? That part of the arc, that it really meant that we're friends. You know what I mean? And the reason I think it's not the real reason I think that that really matters is that in the final page, if you guys remember, they showed the X in like one of the last panels, and it's someone's arm, maybe Luffy's, and in the background of that panel with the arm, the X is overlaid on, like, the arm is on top of the Straw Hat flag. Like, the X is actually kind of like the bones of the flag as well. Like, it's kind of like overlaid on that. And think about Lily's letter to the Nefeltaris of today. It reveals that her name is Nefeltari D. Lily, and it says herald the flag that what's that shit called? That heralds the world's eventual dawn or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think that, so basically my point is that the X in Alabasta is a lot like the Will of D, and I think I've come to the conclusion that maybe the Will of D is, the D initial is something that can be handed out. You know, I don't think Lily was born with the D initial. I think she might have been earned it through Joyboy's affiliation or whatever, and as a true ally, because she was she was not outwardly an ally, right? She was the world government apparently in their eyes, right? So I think the D initial is supposed to mark that, and the X is the same thing. But look at Emmett's right arm in the top left panel. He has an X on his right arm.
He definitely
and his left
an X
actually.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's a nod to this idea. And I think like the X thing from Alabasta was really like a specific choice because also that's the saga that the Will of D's introduced in Drum Island. That when Kureha says it, oh, the Will of D still lives.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that X on his arm is a little bit of a nod to that. And it made me really hype because I think that's a big point, a clue that I'm right about the Will of D being like the initiation, like, oh, you're on our side, okay, this is our like code. Like D, and also he, like you said, Kelly, Emmett was laughing at Luffy's name because he said, "Oh, Monkey D, Luffy." Ah, okay. Yeah. So, I think I'm on the money about that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that was a really good connection you made. I didn't even notice the X on his arm until you had pointed it out on Twitter. I definitely think it adds a lot more credence to your theory video. Yeah, no, I agree completely. I appreciate you pointing that out because I would have never even have noticed this dude's arm unless you had
I read the chapter just fine. I didn't even peep it, but my boy Grayson sent it to me. He just said casually, "Oh yeah, there's the X there," and I was like, "Bro, what?"
The numbers started flying in front of your head and shit.
Yeah, I was like, wait. Yeah, it honestly felt really good. Like I'm obviously big detail and theorist and history guy and One Piece history guy, but it felt sick to have. And obviously it's not confirmed or anything, but
yeah.
You know, like I'm on Odo's tail, bro. Like
100%. You guys, there's definitely some credence there. Yeah, definitely some credence there.
Nah. I was gonna say that I had one last point.
Not like this, gang.
It's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Not like this, gang. Well, I didn't really have much else to say. We went pretty deep this chapter.
There's the only small things I can think of is where they're standing. I'll send another picture to the chat.
Who's standing?
Joyboy and Emmett.
Okay.
It looks like the pillars on Zunisha's back. Actually, I sent the picture to the Strawhat Sitdown again.
Really, I feel like that's hard to tell from these couple.
I think it's like the boxy, like the really really boxy ass pillar, and then the shrubs on the top and the shrubs on the bottom. If you look at like the Joyboy top left panel, I feel like is the best way to look at it.
Yeah, I see the Joyboy top left panel. I see how that could look like that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, honestly. I feel like
interesting.
We definitely gone over a lot of the chapter. It's insane, man.
It was a really good chapter.
Is a big one. This is definitely a big one. Unfortunately, we're on break next week, so we're gonna have to mull over this one for the next 2 weeks, actually.
Honestly, I'm chilling, man. We saw fucking Joyboy, bro.
Joyboy, it's definitely lit. Yeah, I guess that's it, right? Any more last thoughts?
I think so.
I think this is good. Like I said, though, Joyboy top one. I think he top one.
Top one. Luffy clears.
I remember my point, by the way. Luffy will clear eventually, but
I think he will. But yeah, this is just.
Oh yeah, no.
This is just crazy.
I remember the last thing I want to say is that Saturn is here and by himself, and I think that if somehow Saturn gets taken out here without people knowing, then it will really open up Blackbeard and Catherine Devon's ability.
I didn't even think about that because I did assume with Saturn being the only one left here, it's not looking good for him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But the question is like I don't know what they're gonna do I don't think they'll ever try to I don't think they'll try to go undercover within the Gorosei because like that seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wonder what they're planning because I don't know why they would. Like what are they gonna do with that ability? Like he's still because they think he's still around, right? They don't think he's dead or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it could happen right here. But I don't know who would do it is the question.
Yeah. Right. I feel like that's where it's leading. I don't see how because even if I guess if the Strawhats and the Giants just leave, then he's just stranded on the island. I guess he can get a ride back from a different ship or something.
He's chilling. He's chilling. But I wonder, if someone, Stussy.
Stussy killing Saturn. That's not on my bingo list. I'm not gonna lie to
Me
you.
neither.
Yeah, I don't see how it could happen, but the story seems like it's leading that way with him being the last one here. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what direction Oda takes it for sure. Yeah, I guess this is gonna be it. It's gonna be it.
I think so.
Big shout out to everybody that was in chat with us today. We appreciate you guys in the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. Much love to all you guys. If you're not watching the episodes live, you need to be watching them live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/CaliMac, or Strawhat Sitdown on YouTube. Get it done. You feel me? Big shout outs to everybody listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube after the fact, and everybody listening after the fact on Apple Pod, Spotify Pod, Podbean, etc. We appreciate you guys as well. If you're not following our socials, make sure you follow all our socials at Strawhat Sitdown on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You look for us, you will find us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, break next week, so we won't be here with a chapter review, but we will have some really dope variety side content as we do every week. We don't have a chapter, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I love being able to look at y'all faces because mine is dead right now, dude.
Oh yeah, I stayed up pretty late.
Yo, that boy was falling asleep. All right, we're gonna get out of here for you, man. We hope you guys check out the next episode. Till next time, you guys take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all when we see y'all.
Holy
Peace,
shit.
peace, 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 peace.
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 Oh man.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut, always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's Huss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that